What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. Today behind me we have our 2024 Jeep Rubicon, and we're going to be doing a little bit of an upgrade on it today. So on the Jeep Rubicon X, we do have a whole lot of options. It does have very good LED lighting, fog lights, and headlights, but it is missing a little bit of something. We do also have our auxiliary switches down there, and we don't have anything hooked up to them. So we're going to be changing that today and add some accessory lighting for our Jeep. So here we have our brand new lights. I've got one unboxed over here already. I'll show you guys what's in the box. These are from our friends over at LED Colight. Got some stickers here. And as you open the box, you can see we do have our lights that look like this on the back, nice gloss black with covers, which is nice. If you have states with inspection, sometimes they want these covered if they don't turn off with your high beams. So when you're on the road, that's just kind of our legalities, but nice plastic to keep these protected while they're in the box. And then, as you can see, we do have the amber selection. You can get these in a clear as well, but this is what I opted for because when you're driving in snow and rain, these cut through, and I really do like them on the Rebel. So now we'll have a set for our Jeep as well. So a quick look at our wiring. We got some nice weather protected connectors, and then they do give you a harness as well. So we probably aren't going to need most of this, but it does give you a complete setup if you don't have accessory switches in your vehicle. You can get these all wired up. And then we have our other light right here, and then we have our brackets that are actually going to mount these onto the brackets that we're going to be putting on the Jeep, which are a separate setup, but LED Colight does offer solutions for mounting as well, so definitely check out their website for a solution for your vehicle. But today I got these from Z Off-Roads. These are their mounts for the kind of like an A-pillar location, sort of kinda, and they mount to the Jeep using our windshield bolt right there, and then there's a spacer and a new bolt that's gonna go down to here. So then we have everything nice and off of our paint, and it's gonna give us a really nice location for our new lights. So now we've got our T40 and our Ulsa Tools flex head ratchet in 3/8 drive. Now next up, we're gonna get the top two bolts. We can get our cowl piece out. Just kind of slide it towards you a little bit. Let's get this out of the way. So now we'll open up the hood. And I'm actually going to use my piece of foam from our box. And you don't have to do this, but I like having the hood as open as possible. You can see our foam is now protecting our hood, and we have all this room to work now and lots of light. Nothing is blocking off of our light like the hood when it's just with the prop. And we can get to all of our wiring like we need to. So alongside the battery, you're gonna find this little pigtail here on our harness, and it does have some harness tape covering the ends, but this is where our wiring for those accessory switches is gonna be. And it's kind of just tucked down in here. I had to cut a little piece of our harness tape that was just allowing it to be tucked in there. But if you look for it, you'll find it, and then you can get it out. So it's about like this. So next I'm gonna unwrap our harness tape here, figure out the wire colors of which one we're gonna use for which switch. And there are two for lower amperage and two for a little higher amperage. So we're gonna make sure we use our lower amperage for our LED lights, and we can save those other for something else in the future possibly. So now identifying our wires, it's pretty simple to see. Obviously our 40 amp circuits are going to be our thicker wires, and that's going to be 1 and 2. 2 is going to be the green one. They have a stripe on them as well, but you get the idea. Our orange 15 amp circuit is going to be aux 3, and our blue and pink is going to be aux 4. So we'll look at the cab and kind of just see which button we want these to be, which one's going to be the easiest to access, and we can choose between aux 3 and 4. So here I have our harness kind of just laid out. These are the ends that go to our lights. They're a Deutsch connector style. And then we've got the wires that go inside this black casing. So we're gonna cut off what we need for length on these, and then we can lay it out on our Jeep where we want it, so it's gonna be nice and neat and tidy. So how we ran the wiring is pretty simple. I have one plug right here runs in this little provision right here, which goes over to where our wiring is going to terminate on our factory accessory wiring. And for the driver's side, I have the same pigtail right here, and then it goes through same kind of thing over as the other side, and then I routed it just on top of where this harness actually goes across from the factory, and you can just kind of poke this wire inside. There's little tabs that'll sit behind, so it's nice and flush and you actually don't even see it there at all. So now we can strip back some of this black protective coating on both of our wires for each side and get ready to make our wire connection to our factory wiring. So a quick look at our wiring. This is what we have. We have both of our negatives going into a connector, and then actually cut off the ring connector from our harness that came with the lights, and that's going to go over here to this terminal here, and that will give us our ground. And then we do have obviously weather tight connections here. These are all heat shrink connectors, and then we have both of our positives going in to our orange wire right there. So just before I wrap everything up, give you guys a look at what we got going on. And to wrap it up, I have some of this harness tape, and this is pretty much the exact same stuff the factory uses, so you should be able to have a very nice clean look to everything when we're all done. And then we wrapped up our connections. Harness tape works great for that, and you can see we do have this tab right here. So I actually took the rest of the wires that we're not using and wrapped them up as well, and gave me an easy way to unwrap them, because it's got its own piece all together there, so when we want to use these other wires, they'll be easy to find. So we have our ground connected. All our wiring is nicely tucked down inside here and zip tied together. And then right here, I put a little bit of loom just because I didn't like where that sharp edge is. Even though we have the black protection on there, I just wanted to put another layer and got that figured out. And then our other wire goes across like we showed earlier. And we have power and ground from what I know. Now we can do our final connections and mount our brackets. So as you can see, number 3 is on. Oh yes, we have some bright amber lights, and they're not even mounted yet, and I already like them. Check this out. It's gonna be amazing to see how they are at nighttime, but yeah, you don't wanna stare directly into these. You're gonna be seeing spots for a while. And now that we have it on accessory, see our light is on, turn the key off, and our lights go out exactly how I want it. So this is what our combination is looking like. I got everything tightened up here on our bracket. Just got to tighten down our 3 remaining bolts. You will have one left over, being that with this particular bracket, we had the one that came with the kit, and then our spacers underneath of it. So you can see how everything fits. Everything looks really, really nice on it. I have to tighten up our angle adjustment for our light and our side to side, which is that one at the bottom. You can see we have lots of room there. Nothing is touching the factory paint, and we have clearance on all ends of this bracket, and the light looks absolutely amazing. Just kind of take a step back here. It just really gives it a little bit of color in with the white and everything like that. And then if we put our cover on it, we'll be able to black that out as well, which will give us a nice sleek look. It's a nice small light, which I like. It's not a huge giant thing sticking out there, and very low profile as far as we have it mounted. Just got to get everything buttoned back up, and we can repeat the process over here on the other side and show you guys our final result. All right, we're all back together. Now we just basically have to do our final adjustment. I have the covers on, and look at that. It looks so clean with the Jeep, just the way the colors and everything kind of flow together. It looks like it needs these, honestly, and you can hear these are a nice solid unit. It has nice gloss coating on it to make it rust resistant and just really look nice on your Jeep. And you can see how easy these covers are to pop off, just like that. Throw these in your glove box, and you can leave these open, or a lot of times too, if you're going through a lot of mud, you just want to keep those covered up. Nighttime comes, pop them off, you don't have to worry about cleaning them. It's another thing, just a little added bonus with those covers. But let's take these covers off both sides, and then we can do our first test of these lights with everything put back together. Oh yes, look at that. Now we definitely got some driving lights for that snow that I see falling outside of our door right now as we speak. So as you can see, they are turned outwards a little bit, but when you get into the main event right there, they definitely got a whole lot of light there. And we'll give you guys some night shots as well to see how far these cut through the darkness, but so far so good. Absolutely love the way that these look on my Jeep. And if you're wondering how the lights hold up over time, I've had these Colight lights underneath my truck. This is what the hitch looks like because this thing's always in the salt water, and those have no problems whatsoever, no rust, a little bit dirty, but they've been living underneath my truck, going through all kinds of things. And we also have some up here as well. You can see I think these have about 4 years at least on them. No rust or anything like that. Everything's looking really good. These have more of a matte finish on them, but they work great and still look good on the truck. Well, it's the daylight and you can see them shining through the window of the shop. Definitely have got some distance to them. So here you can see how far it does actually go. And if I tilted it up a little bit, which I can do here, you can see how far that beam goes. It's more of like it's almost like a spot. It's not a huge bit of flood, but there is a bit of flood here as well. So you can see how that beam pattern is. Here's a look at the front of the Jeep. Looking good with our new amber lights. And it just gives it a lot more of an off-road appearance. And driving down the road, it just gives you that little bit of extra sight off to the side, which I really do like as far as seeing if there's deer in the ditch for the most part. And especially with driving snow, which we didn't get to see because it obviously stopped snowing. But when that stream of snow is coming at you, these do not blind you, and the white ones definitely do. So this is what they look like at night, and I think they work absolutely awesome. So there it is, everybody, our new lights on our Jeep Wrangler from LED Colight with our new brackets. Definitely check out LED Colight for all of their different products, but we will have a link and a coupon code in the description, so definitely check that out as well. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.